Good morning. I welcome back to this session. In this session, we are going to discuss about power MOSFET. So, MOSFET, we all know MOSFET is a metal oxide semiconductor field effect transistor. And in this session, we are going to discuss about MOSFET characteristics. And in MOSFET, there are mainly three characteristics. One is static or transfer characteristics, drain characteristics, and switching characteristics. Before going to that characteristics, first we see about who invented this MOSFET. The MOSFET was invented by Robert W. Bower and it was patented by Julius Edgar Lilienfeld. And here the MOSFET belongs to transistor family. Many of the transistor family members are BJT, MOSFET, IGBT, IGCT, SIT, etc. And why they are categorized under this is here these devices act as a control switch because the switch can be either on and off, and the controlling of on and off is available in the control terminal of this device. So they are comes under this category. And we discussed about power BJT in the last session itself, and today we discuss about power MOSFET. So power MOSFET is a controlled turn on and controlled turn off device, and it is in the control terminal it needs a continuous signal which is to be available overall during the conduction of the device. Whenever that available signal in the control terminal is removed off, the device will comes into turn off. So it is called controlled turn on and controlled turn off device. And what is the difference between BJT and MOSFET? Here in this slide we mentioned three differences. First one is polarity. So based on the polarity, the power BJT is bipolar device and power MOSFET is a unipolar device. That it represent here in BJT the current conduction mainly occurs due to both majority and minority carriers, but so they are called as bipolar device. In MOSFET the current conduction is mainly due to majority charge carrier, so it is called a unipolar device. And the control signal applicable to the control terminal is for BJT it is a large control signal is needed, but for MOSFET the control signal value will be small compared to BJT. And here the power BJT is a current control device and power MOSFET is a voltage control device. Current control device means the output current conduction is mainly controlled by the input current available at the control terminal. That is called current control device. Voltage control device means the output current is controlled by the input voltage available or applied at the control signal. And other differences between power BJT and power MOSFET is power BJT has higher switching losses and low conduction losses. But MOSFET has lower switching losses and more conduction losses. And the main difference is based on temperature coefficient. BJT has negative temperature coefficient and MOSFET has positive temperature coefficient. What this negative temperature coefficient represent is, there is a inversely proportional relationship between resistance and temperature, that is called negative temperature coefficient. For example, if the temperature increases, then the resistance will get decreases. That is called negative temperature coefficient. Then positive temperature coefficient means whenever positive temperature coefficient means there is a direct proportionality or direct proportionality relation between temperature and resistance. Whenever the temperature increases, the resistance also increases. So based on that, and the next property that differ between BJT and MOSFET is secondary breakdown. BJT faces secondary breakdown problem, whereas MOSFET does not faces a secondary breakdown problem, because due to that negative temperature coefficient of BJT, it faces a secondary breakdown problem. Whenever initially it has a primary breakdown. Breakdown means sudden more inrush of current in the circuit, that is called breakdown. And whenever there is a high inrush of current in the circuit and there may be a temperature rise in the device, this temperature since BJT has a negative temperature coefficient, whenever the temperature increases, the resistance decreases. Whenever the resistance decreases, the current inrush inside the device get increases rapidly. This may damage the device. So in power BJT, we face the problem of secondary breakdown. That problem can be eliminated in power MOSFET. And BJTs are available with many ratings, that is 1000 to up to 1200 volt and 800 amperes, and MOSFETs are available with ratings up to 500 volt 140 amperes. And these are the difference between MOSFET and BJT. And why the name MOSFET comes, it is that it has the combination of two. One is MOS technology and field effect concept. MOS technology represent, it has a metal oxide semiconductor layer present in the circuit. Fabrication or device fabrication, we have a metal oxide layer and it has a field effect concept means here we have a current flow due to the field effect concept. So its name is metal oxide semiconductor field transistor. And these are the terminals that are present in the MOSFET. The main terminals are gate, drain and source. And here the gate acts as a control terminal for power MOSFET, and S and D represent, where S is the source and D is the drain. And drain acts as a output terminal and S acts as a input terminal. And why we need a power MOSFET? Even though we have a power BJT, why we need power MOSFET is, we can eliminate the problem of secondary breakdown. That is the first important point. We can eliminate secondary breakdown problem. And one more interesting point is whenever the gate voltage is increased, the current flowing inside the device also get increased, and it has a power MOSFET has a high input impedance of the order of 10 to the power 9 ohms. This high input impedance will reduces the switching losses, and this high input impedance will also leads to very small leakage current, and thus we have no problem of secondary breakdown. So these are the points related to power MOSFET need, and this is the constructional diagram for power MOSFET. In that purple color layer represent the terminals. In the lower half we have a drain, and here we have a source, and this is our gate terminal. And the device needs current flow whenever we apply the device only allows the current flow whenever the control terminal is supplied by the voltage. The device will be get turned on whenever there is a current flow between the terminals drain and source. Initially here we are making the when we are applying a positive gate voltage, and drain and source terminals are forward biased. Initially there will be a n electrons in the n plus layer that forms a channel between these two layers. And as a result the current flow from substrate to or drain to source. What are the layers here present are n plus substrate, n minus drift region, p layer for gate, and n plus layers for source terminals. And here the channel formation occurs in between two n plus layers. As a result there is a current flow occurs, and these are about MOSFET characteristics. MOSFET characteristics, there are static characteristics and switching characteristics. In the static characteristics we discuss about transfer and output characteristics, and this is the circuit diagram that is for transfer and output characteristics. In order to obtain transfer characteristics we have to apply or we have to draw a graph between the output current ID with the input voltage VGS, where VGS is the voltage between the gate and the source terminal. See in this graph up to 2 point something values there will be a small leakage current or no current flow inside the terminal. After that point VGST the current starts flowing and it begins in a and it starts increasing with respect to increase of VGS. What this VGST represent is the threshold voltage, threshold gate source voltage. It is the minimum positive voltage which is to be applied between the gate and source to induce n channel between them. and this is the graph that shows output characteristics graph. Output characteristics is a graph drawn between VDS and ID with VGS constant, and this characteristics is similar to that of BJT's output characteristics. Here also we have three regions. One is cutoff region, another one is ohmic region, and next one is active region. Cutoff region. In cutoff region we have no current flow or leakage current flow between the terminals. And in ohmic region we have a increase in current, or there is a linear relationship between voltage and current. Whenever voltage increases, current increases. That is called ohmic region. And active region, in active region there is a constant current flow in the device, and whenever we need to operate a MOSFET as a switch, we have to operate in the 2 points of this characteristics. So one is A and another one is B. In A point, the device acts as a on state switch, and the B point represent the off state of the device. So in order to make the SCR to turn on, our current or our curve traverses from cutoff to active region and then to the ohmic region. Whenever we want to turn off, it takes backward journey from ohmic region to active region and to the cutoff region. So this is the output characteristics graph for MOSFET. In this, whenever the lower line represent VGS1, and next are VGS2, VGS3, VGS4, VGS5 and VGS6, and the relation between VGS6 and VGS1 is VGS6 must be greater than VGS1. That represent whenever the gate source voltage is increased, our output current is also get increased. So the output current magnitude will also be higher compared to VGS1. And this is the switching characteristics. Switching characteristics means it is also called as dynamic characteristics. Whenever I told it is a controlled turn on and controlled turn off device, when we apply control signal at the gate terminal, it must turn on. But in practically it does not turn on immediately, but it takes some time to get turned on. This is due to the internal capacitance present in the circuit due to construction difficulties. And what are the time that leads the SCR to turned on at certain time difference is delay time and rise time. And whenever the supply is removed from the gate terminal, it must immediately get turned off in practical ideal condition. But in practical condition it is not achievable. It takes some time to discharge the carriers present in the device. So the time related with the turn off behaviors are delay time and fall time. Let's see one by one. For turn on we need delay on and rise time. For turned off we need delay off and fall time. And rise time is mainly whenever the gate voltage rises to maximum, threshold voltage to maximum. That time needed is called rise time. And in the turn off process, there may be the capacitance discharge inside the device, and the time taken for the VGS voltage or gate voltage drops from V1 to VGSP is called delay time of, and fall time is the time taken by the device to transfer from VGSP to VGST. During this time, the input capacitance discharges charges and the ID current falls to 0 during fall time. And that's all about power MOSFET characteristics.